Join me for a story that will bring you calm, rest, and gentle dreams. Tiala and Azalea, the heartwarming bond. This story is about a young girl named Tiala and a fawn named Azalea, who formed an unbreakable bond, despite having to part ways. Once in a small village nestled among emerald hills, there lived a young girl named Tiala. Tiala had soft golden hair that shimmered like sunlight and eyes as blue as the summer sky. She loved to wander in the nearby woodlands, exploring the beauty of nature around her. One day, as she walked deeper into the forest than usual, she stumbled upon a small, injured fawn. The fawn had a soft, brown coat speckled with white spots and eyes that glimmered with unshed tears. Tiala's heart ached for the little creature, and she gently approached it, whispering soothing words. She named the fawn Azalea and decided to take her home. Over time, Tiala and Azalea became inseparable. Azalea's wounds healed under Tiala's attentive care and love. They played together in the meadow, chased butterflies, and rested under the shade of ancient oak trees. Their bond grew stronger each day, and Tiala felt that Azalea was like a family member. One crisp autumn evening, Tiala's village prepared for the harvest festival, a time of joy and gratitude. However, Tiala noticed Azalea seemed restless. She knew it was time for Azalea to return to the forest. With a heavy heart, Tiala led Azalea back to the clearing where they first met. She knelt beside her friend, tears glistening in her eyes, and whispered, "You'll always be in my heart, Azalea." Azalea, 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 Azal softly, as if to say goodbye and thank you. Tiala stayed until Azalea disappeared into the depths of the woods, eternally grateful for the time they shared. As the years passed, Tiala often returned to that special clearing, hoping to catch a glimpse of her dear friend. Then sometimes, just sometimes, she spotted a graceful deer watching from afar, reminding her of the unbreakable bond they once shared. Let's continue with another tale to warm your heart. The Promise of William and Flax. This story is about a boy named William and a rabbit named Flax who form a lasting friendship based on a promise to always care for each other. Once upon a time, in a quaint village nestled between rolling hills, lived a kind-hearted boy named William. Every morning, William would venture into the forest to explore and collect wildflowers for his mother. One bright spring day, as he wandered deeper than ever before, he stumbled upon a small, injured rabbit. Without a second thought, William scooped the rabbit up gently and named him Flax. Determined to help his new friend, William carefully carried Flax home. He nurtured Flax day and night, feeding him fresh vegetables and ensuring he was comfortable. Over time, Flax's health improved, and the two became inseparable. One evening, as they watched the sun set together, Flax looked up at William with sparkling eyes and said, "You have been so kind to me. I promise to always be your friend." William smiled and replied, "And I promise to always take care of you." From that day on, their bond grew stronger. They would play in the fields, chase each other through the meadows, and share stories by the fireplace at night. Seasons changed, yet their friendship remained steadfast. Years passed, and William grew into a young man, but he never forgot the promise he made to Flax. One winter, when the village faced a harsh storm, many animals struggled to find food and shelter. Remembering his promise, William built a warm shelter in the barn for the village animals, with a special spot for Flax. The villagers admired William's dedication and kindness, and soon everyone pitched in to help the animals. As the storm subsided, the bond between William and Flax was stronger than ever. They knew that no matter what challenges came their way, their promises to each other would never be broken. And so, under the starlit sky, they sat side by side, thankful for the friendship that had weathered all storms. Okay, now let's wander into a new tale. Hannah and Jasmine's Enchanted Adventure. This story is about Hannah and her kitten, Jasmine, who embark on a magical adventure full of imagination, guided by the fairy queen Aura. Once upon a time, in a quaint village nestled among rolling hills, there lived a little girl named Hannah. Hannah had a faithful companion, a white kitten named Jasmine. Their bond was unbreakable, and every day after school, they would embark on wondrous imaginary adventures. One cool autumn evening, as the golden sun dipped below the horizon, Anna and Jasmine sat on the porch, watching the tricolors paint the sky. With a gleam in her eye, Anna whispered to Jasmine, "Let's go on a magical journey tonight." The moment she spoke, a gentle breeze swirled around them, lifting them off the ground and into the star-studded sky. The village below grew smaller as they soared higher, and the stars twinkled like diamonds in the night. "Look, Jasmine, we're flying," Hannah exclaimed. Jasmine purred in agreement, her eyes wide with wonder. The world transformed beneath them. Fields turned into patchwork quilts. Rivers, spirals and stitches like ribbons, and forests became dense emerald carpets. They floated above an enchanting castle, surrounded by a glowing forest of trees that sparkled with luminescent flowers. Hannah and Jasmine landed softly on a cloud-shaped balcony overlooking the castle gardens. As they gazed at the ethereal beauty, a gentle voice called out, "Welcome, Hannah and Jasmine. We have been expecting you." They turned to see a kind fairy queen with shimmering wings and a crown of stars. "I am Aurora, the guardian of dreams. Tonight, you shall experience the magic of imagination." Aurora waved her hand, and the castle grounds sprang to life with playful creatures and vibrant flowers. The air was filled with laughter and music. Hannah and Jasmine marveled at the whimsical scenes unfolding before them. They danced with moonlit dancers and rode on the backs of sparkling unicorns. They explored secret gardens and discovered hidden treasures. With each delightful encounter, Hannah felt her heart swell with joy. As the night wore on, Aurora guided them to a grand library filled with ancient books and glowing scrolls. "Here lies the wisdom of countless dreams," she said. Hannah eagerly opened a book, and with Jasmine by her side, they delved into stories of brave heroes and fantastic realms. They were filled with awe and inspiration. Before long, the first light of dawn began to creep into the sky. Aurora gathered Hannah and Jasmine in a warm embrace. "Remember, the power of imagination will always be with you," she said. With a gentle wave of her hand, a sparkling mist enveloped them, returning them to their porch. As the sun rose, Hannah and Jasmine found themselves back at home, filled with the magic of the night. They smiled at each other, knowing their hearts would forever carry the enchantment of their wondrous journey. And from that day on, whenever life seemed ordinary, Hannah and Jasmine would look to the stars and remember that the world of imagination was only a whisper away. Here's another story to bring you closer to sleep. Flower and Ophelia, the Joyful Bond. This story is about Flower, a young girl, and Ophelia, her snake companion, who shared a bond of joy and created a beautiful garden that brought delight to their village. In a small village nestled between rolling hills and vibrant meadows, there lived a young girl named Flower and her loyal snake companion, Achilles. Flower's name was well-deserved, for she had a pure heart that reflected the beauty of the blossoms that surrounded their home. Achilles, though a snake, was gentle and kind, with shimmering scales that gleamed in the sunlight like precious jewels. Each day, Flower and Achillea would explore the meadows, discovering new wonders and enjoying the simple joys of life. They had a unique bond, one that transcended the usual fears and prejudices people had about snakes. And Flower's laughter was like a melody that harmonized perfectly with the rustling of Achillea's scales as they moved together through the tall, swaying grass. One bright morning, Flower woke up to the sound of birds singing near her window. She quickly dressed and ran outside, where Achillea was already waiting for her, coiled elegantly around a sunlit rock. Today was special. It was the day they had chosen to plant a new flower garden together. Sharing a small basket of seeds, Flower and Achillea set off towards an open patch of land by the stream. As they walked, Flower spoke to Achillea about her dreams of a garden filled with colors and fragrances that would attract butterflies and bees. Achillea responded with gentle hisses and flicks of his tongue, expressing his contentment and excitement. When they reached the stream, Flower knelt down and began to plant the seeds, carefully pressing them into the earth. Achillea helped by using his slender body to create small furrows in the ground. Together, they worked harmoniously, and soon the patch was filled with the promise of future blooms. As the days passed, Flower and Achillea tended to their garden with love and care. The seeds sprouted into tiny green shoots, and gradually, the garden transformed into a riot of colors and pleasant scents. The flowers were more beautiful than Flower had ever imagined, and true to her hopes, butterflies and bees flocked to the garden, adding to its lively charm. One evening, under a sky painted with the hues of sunset, Flower and Achillea sat by their flourishing garden. Flower felt a deep sense of joy and accomplishment as she looked at the vibrant petals and buzzing insects. She turned to Achillea, her eyes shimmering with gratitude. "Oh, Achillea, for being my friend and helping me create this beautiful garden," she said softly. Achillea responded with a gentle hiss and a nuzzle, expressing his affection. In that moment, Flower realized that the true joy lay not just in the beauty they had created, but in the bond they shared. From that day on, their garden became a place of refuge and delight for many in the village. Children would come to play, and elders would sit and enjoy the serene beauty. Flower and Achillea's garden became a symbol of the joy that blossoms when love and friendship are tended with care. And so, Flower and Achillea continued to share their happiness with everyone around them, their hearts intertwined in a bond that was both gentle and strong. Good night, and may tomorrow be filled with joy.